Again, my name is Robert Hollis, and I want to thank you very much for taking the time to get on this call here tonight. And what I'm going to do really quickly is just go through our business, our opportunity called Gano Excel. And one of the things that you'll find as I go through telling you exactly what this company is about and what it is if you were invited on this call, I'm just asking you to very simply just open up your mind, and your mind's like a parachute. If you don't open it, it doesn't work. And a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Robert Hollis. I'm one of the top, blessed to be one of the top money earners with Gano Excel. I've been with the company now just 3 years and a couple of months. And I've been very, very blessed. I currently earned over $3 million with this company and a little over 3 years, and now have over 540,000 people in 9 countries now responsible for my income. And I say that not to impress you in any way, shape, or form. I say that to press upon you that all I did was find some people at the right time in my life. And what I did is I was just so in a bad place that I had no choice really but to listen to them. I guess I could have chose not to, but you know, things were just, I needed things to change. And so what I want to share with you is exactly what happened to me 25 years ago. And through this story, I'll share with you exactly how I got involved in this industry. Well, first of all, again, Gano Excel is without a doubt the next billion-dollar company. You'll hear some stats about it in a minute. But one of the things I want each and every one of you to know that, you know, I don't know if you were taught how to be successful, but I was. See, I was told exactly what to do. I was told that all I needed to do is go to school and get good grades. I sort of messed up there. I found out really early in my school years that I had a learning disability, but I didn't know what it was. I found out later that I was dyslexic. And one of the things that was amazing about that is I found out that kids could go and advance to, you know, 6th and 8th and 10th grade with having A's, but they also could advance with D minuses. So I know it probably wasn't a good decision at the time, but I figured out that I could actually go from grade to grade without putting a lot of effort in. Of course, when I graduated from high school, then you were told just very simply, all you need to do is go out and get a good job. Well, what I did is I actually was really good as far as mechanics. So what I decided to do is go to a trade school. And when I went to a trade school, that allowed me to get a little better job when I got out. And I don't know if a lot of you can relate to this, but you know, can you remember your first day on the job? You know, I was one of those individuals. I got there early. I took small breaks. I took small lunches. I stayed late. And I knew that if I worked harder than anybody else, that I would move up this corporate ladder. Well, I know that each and every one of you probably have had this scenario, but you know, if you've been at the right place at the right time, and then you've been at the wrong place at the wrong time. Well, I happened to be at the wrong place, and a van came off a hoist, and I actually tried to stop it. Anyway, it pushed my back against my toolbox, and it totally hyperextended and ripped up my knee. In a millisecond, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't realize what I was going to do anymore to earn money for my family. You know, I was a sole supporter of my family. I took care of my son and my wife. And in a blink of an eye, they told me I couldn't be an auto mechanic anymore. And so all of a sudden my income went from, you know, doing pretty well. Again, I wasn't doing really well. I was making like maybe $3,000 or $2,500 a month take home. And all of a sudden I'm making $900 a month. And for any of you that can relate to this, all of a sudden, you know, 3 months without a major source of income, and all of a sudden I'm in a scenario immediately where the bank is taking everything that I have. I couldn't pay rent. I was getting, you know, evicted from my apartment. The repo man was actually looking for my car. And I can remember, ladies and gentlemen, that I just went, wow, please, please, someone help me. And in that scream out and help, I had a friend that was dating my cousin that very simply said, hey, Bobby, you know, because Bobby's the auto mechanic. And he said, Bobby, you got to check this out. And I go, well, what is it? And he said, no, you don't understand. I met this guy. I seen his check. It was attached to the stub, and it was $62,000 a month. Now, I don't care how skeptical each and every one of you are there listening to this call. I was in a position where I was extremely, extremely hungry. And so I said to him, listen, I'll come pick you up. And what I did is I met an individual 25 years ago that shared me some really neat concepts that I would like to share with you. And I just want you again just to open up your mind. The first thing, isn't it funny that we're told by our mom and dad and people that raised us that money doesn't grow on trees? Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm sure you've heard that. Well, has anyone ever told you where it grew? I want you to think about that. But bottom line, the first thing that he did is he shared with me that, have you ever known that 97% of the people actually are employed by the other 3%? And ladies and gentlemen, when I seen this 25 years ago, isn't it amazing that now we hear about Occupy Wall Street and it's more like 99.1%? Now, if you're in a position where you're not making the kind of income that you want, you're not having the lifestyle that you want, you don't have freedom of time, you don't enjoy being in rush hour traffic, if all this stuff is not working for you, have you ever thought about why not find out from the 3% or the 1% what they do? See, I was taught, probably like you, that you needed to be smart. You needed to be intelligent to be wealthy. You need to invent something, like the can opener or, like a pet rock or something to be financially set. Well, if you're like me, I didn't really feel like I had that kind of intelligence. And so when I met this gentleman, he shared with me a book. And the book is called The Science of Getting Rich. Now, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles was written in 1910. In fact, it inspired the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And in this book, it brought up a few concepts that I want to share with you. The person that invited you on this call, if you want the book for free and also the audios for free, make sure to get back with the person that invited you on this call, and it's my gift for you for getting on this call. I'd like to get you this book and these audios. The reason why is this book is the secret behind the secret. Rhonda Bryn read this book, quite a few years ago. And believe it or not, within 5 or 6 years by reading this book, she came out with a movie called The Secret, a book called The Secret, and then also she had a pay-per-view. You can find it on thesecret.tv. And believe it or not, she made hundreds of millions of dollars in just a couple of years by reading this book. So again, don't you think this is the kind of book we should have got in high school? And we sure should have got it if we went to college. But guess what? We're taught how to work for the 3%. In fact, really doing a lot of due diligence on The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, this is one of the books that, believe it or not, that Bill Gates read, that made him quit college in his sophomore year and become one of the wealthiest people on the planet. So whether you get involved with Gano Excel or not, or whether you try our products out or not, doesn't make a difference. Do me a huge personal favor. For things to change, you have to change. Get new thoughts and new ideas in your mind, and guess what? I promise you things will change. So 3 things that are covered in this book that I'll go really, really quickly is, again, I thought you had to be smart to be successful. Well, these books talk about other people's ideas. See, you don't have to be smart to be successful. You have to find someone with a very, very smart idea, and then you just have to learn to be able to share it with others. Some will decide to do it and some won't. Another thing that you got to do is not figure out residual income. Residual income is by doing one thing one time, and consistently getting paid on it month after month, year after year. This is called leverage or true residual income. Another thing is, isn't it funny that the 3%, if you currently have a job, that means that someone started the company that you're working for, and he or she was smart enough to get other people like you to work for them. You got to use leverage. It's called other people's efforts. And by teaching other people how to be successful, when you're hooked up with a company like Gano Excel, the company will actually pay you a percentage based off their efforts. It doesn't come out of their check, or it doesn't come out of yours. And then the other concept is OPM, other people's money. Now, when I first say that, a lot of people sort of go, well, wait a minute, other people's money. No, it's similar to franchising. If you've heard of Ray Kroc of McDonald's, first of all, it wasn't his idea. Burger King was the first hamburger franchise. And what he did is, once he put the system together, We'll talk about the system along with this audio. But you know, one of the things is that if you get plugged into a system like a franchise that shows you word for word, step by step on how to do it, then people are willing to pay for that franchise because it's a proven system for success. And so you will see here how we incorporated all these three ideas. Now, again, when I first seen this, you know, I knew that there were CEOs or owners, but I never ever thought I could be one. Again, not smart enough, didn't go to business school, didn't know the knowledge to do it. But don't you agree that each and every one of you can do virtually anything you really want to do? What I mean by that is that if I wanted to learn your job, if you wanted to teach me how to do what you did, and I got desire and I got willing to put the time and effort in, couldn't you teach me what you do? See, when I say that to people, almost 100% of the time, they say yes, unless you're a doctor or a lawyer or somebody that needs some kind of certificate or to pass a bar to be able to get it. But once I do get my certificate or become a doctor or pass my bar for a lawyer, then guess what? You can show me how to be successful if you're successful. So you got the CEO that comes up with this great idea. And what that person does is share it with a few people, and you know, he might call them co-owners or presidents or vice presidents. Then you got those 5 or 6 people that share it with other people, and those are called national managers. And slow but sure, the company grows. Those national managers then bring in regional managers, that bring in local managers, that then bring in employees. And we're told it's very easy to be successful. All you need to do is start at the bottom and work your way up. Climb this corporate ladder. Well, I don't know how many of you realized, like me, that once I got to the top of the ladder, that someone either had to die, get fired, or quit. You know, some real positive things. And once I tried to get atop to a ladder and I realized I couldn't get any higher, then guess what? I did the same thing over. All I did is move the corporate ladder into another company and then try it again. Well, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result. And so there's got to be a better way. And every major corporation uses this same kind of concept. Microsoft, Walmart, General Motors. Well, what about our education? Our education's a business, whether you like it or not. You know, you look at the dean, they got department heads, professors, grad students, undergrad students, freshmen, sophomores, students. And then you look at countries, you got the president, then you got the vice president, cabinet, Congress, state government, local government, and then at the bottom you have taxpayers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't you agree there's more taxpayers than presidents? Of course there is. And we're told this whole, design here is there's less people at the top than the bottom, and it forms this pyramid. Now, isn't it amazing that everyone talks about, oh my God, is this one of those pyramid things? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you take the time to look at a back of a dollar bill, you're going to see a pyramid. And at the top of that pyramid's an eyeball. Now, when I say this, I mean this. That means I want to be there. See, what's wrong with learning to be a person that builds your own satisfied and loyal customer base and teaching others to do the same? It worked for Ray Kroc. It worked for the guy that started, Starbucks. It worked for all of these people, and it will work for you. And so in this day and age, when you look at these billionaires that are breaking records to billionaire status, like Michael Zuckerberg that started Facebook, you got to really understand that the world is changing, and it's changing fast. So why don't you learn to do something that we can show you how to help others learn, and then they can help others learn, and you build your own corporate structure. You build your own satisfied customer base that you get paid on day after day, minute after minute, month after month, year after year. So, ladies and gentlemen, 25 years, I said, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm going to do something different. And I decided to learn from someone that was making 62 grand a month. And today I'm sitting here telling you that I now have 540,000 plus people in 9 countries that are responsible for my income. Does that make me smarter than you? No. It put me in a position that I learned from successful people, and I read a book and I followed the book. I learned from other people that knew how to be successful. I stopped listening to my family and friends and all the people that are around me that were barely getting by paycheck to paycheck. All I did is learn from other people. Now, another concept is called Marketing 101. Again, I didn't understand marketing, but I didn't realize that once somebody invented something or innovated something, a manufacturer makes it, and they can keep up to 40%. But what I didn't know was about all the middleman profit, that this would pass from a national distributor to a regional distributor to a local distributor to a retailer to a customer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what we do is very, very simple. As you as a customer, are you like me where you go into a Walmart, you find the things that you want, you bring those things to a cash register, a retailer, and you give them cash or a check or a credit card, and you give them money in replace of the value of the stuff that you want for you and your family, food, clothes, cosmetics, whatever, and then you leave. We're no different. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, all these middlemen that keep 60%, I'm sure again that you've heard about the 60% middlemen. Well, guess what? What if you started cutting those people out? You look at a company called Walmart. You know, this gentleman took the time, Sam Walton, to just cut out the retailer and the local distributor, making his trucks buy in quantity millions of dollars in product, and he took them directly to his retail distributor. And what is there saying? Lower prices, always lowest prices. I mean, they now have this thing, believe it or not, where if you bring something to them, they'll match it. They'll match the discount. Well, what if you took that one step further? Costco. Costco cuts out the original distributor. Now, guess what? Costco is this large billion-dollar corporation. They did everything by word-of-mouth advertising. They don't advertise. They're not in newspapers. They're not on TV or radio. Nothing. And we got to pay a membership to buy things at wholesale. Well, what if the concept was this simple? What if I introduced you to Costco or Home Club or any one of these, Shopco, and when you went in, or let's reverse it, you bring me in, and then I say, wow, I'd like to buy stuff. Well, I have three choices. Either A, don't get a card and never show up again. 2, call you up and bother you. When's the next time you're going to Costco? Or 3, I decide to get my own Costco or Shopco card. When I decide to do that, what if they ask me who referred me to Costco? And I said your name. And then what if Costco then every month sent you a check based on the stuff that I purchased there? Doesn't that make sense? And so what we do, ladies and gentlemen, is very simply teach people how to find a manufacturer whose timing is perfect. See, timing has to be great. And what we do is we teach people to buy the product directly at wholesale, show them how to be able to take it directly to the customer. And what we do is you get a percentage every time a customer repurchases the product. It's just that simple. So now you take that 60% that used to go in the middleman's profit, and what we do is we get to divide that 60%. And that's as simple as it is. Now, this visionary of the product that we are with, Gano Excel, is a gentleman named Mr. Liao Sun Singh. And it's amazing. I just got to spend a lot of days with this guy. In fact, I got to take 57 of my close friends and family to Asia. We went to the Philippines and Hong Kong and Bangkok, Thailand. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, when we went to Malaysia and got to see the largest organic plantation in the world. It's just amazing. But Mr. Leon Singh, the Eastern visionary, you know, he launched it in 1995 in Malaysia. And then what he did is he started to expand it into, 14 countries. He's got over 1 million square foot. If you take the time to have a person that invited you on this call to send you to Facebook, they'll show you the pictures where all of us leaders were there. And, so he really built a strong customer base of over 4 million satisfied customers in the East, in Asia, all the Eastern countries. And then he got introduced to Mr. Jovan Kabasic. And Jovan Kabasic is, the CEO of the Americas. In 2005, they really integrated all the countries. And then they started spanning out. We now have 9 countries that are under the Americas and soon to have presence in over 68 countries. And so we just really exploded. Again, I've only been there for a little over 3 years. And these two gentlemen combined, I mean, Mr. Liao is a scientist. He's a mycologist, a researcher. And what he did is he found 6 of the best species of mushrooms he could, and he figured out how to grow them and get the best out of it. So we're talking 30 years of experience. And Jovan, with over 20 years of marketing experience, I've known Jovan for over 20 years myself. So what we did is we combined these two together, and that's the opportunity that you have here. Now, here's some quick facts that are amazing, and some of this stuff has never been done before. But now we have over 5 million satisfied customers. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 million satisfied customers can't be wrong. You know, accumulated payout of over $380 million. There's over 500,000 commission checks that go out each and every month. And we're in 68 countries growing like crazy. Here's the other part that I think is the biggest opportunity. Only 1% of worldwide market coverage. Only 1%. Can you imagine getting involved in Apple? You know, when they only had 1% market share of the iPod or the iPhone or the iPad now. I mean, it's just an incredible opportunity. And this product, without a shadow of a doubt, ladies and gentlemen, is the #1 documented nutrition on the planet. You don't have to take my word for it. Because Ganoderma lucidum, if you take the time to search it on Google or go to pubmed.gov, a governmental website, it's the world's largest medical library, the documentation on this product is incredible. There's write-up in Komen Breast Institute website, also Lance Armstrong's website. It's been featured on news channels. It's amazing. When we just got back from Bangkok, Thailand, you know, without making any product claims, all I can tell you is we personally met person after person after person, ladies and gentlemen, that the doctors told them they no longer could do anything for them. They needed to go into hospice, they needed to go home and get their stuff in order because they were going to die. And all I can tell you with the introduction of these products, these people are still here. Years and years and years after the doctors gave up on them. You gotta find out about this product. If you're not using it, you have to use it. You got to get your family members on it. So take the time to really understand this product. So it all started out with the capsules, directly from the source, the spores, the incredible capsules. But in the Eastern culture, they have no problem taking the capsules. In the United States, I don't know if you're like me, but when you take a nutrition product or someone introduces it to you, if you're not in the habit of taking it, you forget to take it. So guess what? Mr. Liao, being a million times smarter than me, he put it in my toothpaste. So now we're talking about a toothpaste that's labeled as a food, not a cosmetic. And so every day when I brush my teeth a couple times a day, Ganoderma is going directly into my system, making me healthier in every area of my life, giving me more energy, and makes me feel better than I ever have. And he put it in my toothpaste. He also put it in the soap. So this soap is the best soap you'll ever use. If you've ever shaven with this soap, I'm telling you what, ladies and gentlemen, you'll never go back. It's incredible. And so we got the capsules. We also have capsules that are good for brain, the Exilium. And then we also have ones that are really incredible for your energy and your libido. And what happened then is that Mr. Liao decided to put them in things that people consume every day. And so what he did is he also put them in tea. We have a red robust tea. It's got more antioxidants than a green tea. And when you drink this, it's non-caffeinated. And I promise you, if you take a drink of this tea right before you go to bed, you'll have one of the most incredible sleeps you ever had. And I know that each and every one of you understand the importance of sleep. Then what he did is he put it in hot chocolate. Again, not caffeinated. So people that have problem with caffeination, we have the hot chocolate, good for kids. We also have cereal that has spirulina in it. It's the most known, best protein for the body. So again, each and every day, if you have the cereal, it's sort of like oatmeal. It tastes like cornflakes, believe it or not. And then we put it in traditional coffee. We actually put it in what is called Tonkat Ali, one of my favorites. Tonkat Ali is one of those products that has ginseng and also Longford Jack in it. So not only does it give you incredible energy, but it also builds your libido also. We call it the lover's coffee. Then we also have the mocha for coffee snobs. I love saying that because some people want their designer coffees. We also have 3-in-1. That's where you got your cream and sugar in it, and they're just easy packs. They're not instant. They're called Ready Brew. And all you got to do is open up the packet, put it in hot water. It even mixes with cold. You stir it up, and there you go. And then, of course, our last one is Classic. And Classic is for those purists that, they want their caffeine, they want their coffee, but they don't want anything added into it. It's sort of funny that when people get that one, they usually add what they want to anyway, like their coffee mate. But those are the products that we have. We have other products in other countries, but those are our core products. And again, that's allowed us to get over 5 million plus satisfied customers each and every month. Now, the neat thing with our company is, again, we're step one to step done. We're 100% pesticide free. Again, 30 years of research, 12, international accreditations. We're vertically integrated, and the awards that we got are on and on and on. Just really make sure that you take the time to try our product out, and please, once you try it, you're going to see that it's everything we have. So we're set up for growth. We're set up to be able to take this company to billions a year and then billions a month. And so that's our company. Now, with Gano Excel being the next billion-dollar company, for some of you, you're just going to want to get the product and try it out. And we'll talk about that in a second. But for some of you are saying, listen, I want to, if there's a money opportunity here, and again, I've been extremely blessed. Last year, because of this incredible opportunity, I made over $2 million. An auto mechanic from Montana and North Dakota. Learning something and being in the right place at the right time. I mean, do you know how many people in California are right now running out to try to get a ticket for the Mega Millionaire Lotto? It's like everyone would like to have money out of the way. So we can really do what we want to do with the people that we love to do it with. We all want a better lifestyle. So this will be the next billion-dollar company. And so what's in it for you? If you decide to do this and share it with others, this company has the most incredible wealth plan I've ever seen. I will back this compensation plan up against anything out there, and you're going to hear some of the key reasons. But we have over 12 ways to earn income, and because of the presentation tonight, I want it to be brief and to the point. We're only going to touch on a couple of them. Now, the one that everyone talks about is retail sales. Ladies and gentlemen, we have people that actually take our packets. Some of them are, between 50 and 70 cents a package. It's less than, Starbucks, and it's better for you. It's less than Denny's. It's less than, McDonald's. And you can take these packets, and people take them, and we'll sell them for a cup at a time or a box at a time. And we have people that are making $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month by doing nothing but just buying the product at wholesale, selling it at retail. Now, that might be something that you want to do, and some people say, no, that's not what I want to do. But that's one of the ways, and one of the 12 ways. And then the other thing that we have is we keep getting more and more money as you continue to learn your way with the compensation plan and work up the ranks. So you can start out by just doing retail profit and then building on wholesale, and then move yourself up the ranks from bronze to silver all the way to crown diamond. And, just to touch briefly on some of them, but we have car allowances, we have 4% bonus pools, we have an education program where you actually get an education allowance to be able to share for yourself or your children. I could go on, but it's really amazing that a person at some of our positions, you can make up to $10,000 a week, and at some of the positions, it's unlimited. And again, that was just a brief talk about the compensation plan. But why does this business work for you? The business can work with you. If you've ever failed, if you hear why people fail, here are the reasons why. It's all based on who you listen to. It's all based on who you hang around. I don't know if you've heard the statistic, but again, I got this out of the book. But your income, if you want to know what your income is going to be 5 years from now, all you got to do is take the 5 closest people that you spend the most time around, average out their income. You got to find a way to learn new things from people that are successful. So if you've ever heard anything negative about this industry, that's rumors. I don't know if heard of rumors, but if any one of you have ever heard a rumor about yourself, it's like way off. It's like, listen, I don't even know the person you're talking about. But guess what? If you've ever heard anything negative about this industry, here's one thing I really want you to think about. What haven't you heard something negative about? I can guarantee I can find someone to say something negative about the car you drive, the city that you live in, the school you went to, the clothes you wear, the place you work. I can find someone to say negative stuff about everything about you. So you got to start listening to people that are positive. You need to find a way to talk to people that have the right information. And so when I first heard about this, the guy actually drew a diagram. And he said, listen, let's just say that someone knows 100% of the information. No one does. But they say that if you hear a presentation or a training the first time, an average person will retain about 10% of that information. Let's just say for this example, it's 50%. So if someone shares it with someone, and then that person shares it with someone, you got 50, and then it goes to 25, and then they share it with someone that got 12, and then 6, and then 3. And that's where most people are in the United States. Did you see where the 97-3 switched? So now you only know 3% of what it takes to be successful. See, it's not that it's only 3%, it's the other 97% that's made up. Well, here, ladies and gentlemen, with Gano Excel, we know how we can get you 100% of the information 100% of the time. We put together what is called a core council, and underneath that we have the core 7. I'm blessed to be one of those individuals. And what we do is we only put the system together and teach you information by going directly to the source. And so each and every person that invited you on this call, make sure you ask them. Make sure you ask them, listen, I got some questions. Where can I go to get this information? I want to learn from proven leaders. And this allows you, ladies and gentlemen, not to have to learn from the person that introduced you to this company. You all get exactly the same shot to learn directly from getting 100% of the knowledge. And so we have an incredible website called myganoinfo.com that you can go to 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and constantly get the knowledge, know where the events are, know where these calls are, so you can build the business as fast and quick as you want to. Our goal is to get you documented as quick and fast as we can. Now, this works for another reason too. Another reason is not only do you get to learn directly from people that are already successful so you can follow a proven system, but what if you're a kind of person that's listening to this call and you say, Robert, you don't know me. Man, I don't have much energy. I don't have much confidence. I'm not well. I just have a lot of things going on. Well, if you've heard of a professional athletes like Kobe Bryant that plays for the Lakers, does any one of you know who his agent is? Think about that. So here's a person that became an agent. It could be a he or she. They turn around and they have other athletes in other sports. They might even represent actors and singers. And what these people do is find talented people, hook them up directly with the source. Kobe learns from Phil Jackson. Now they got another coach. And he goes out and wins MVPs and all-star MVP and goes out there and also wins world championships. And because of that, he gets endorsement with American Express and Nike and Reebok and all these companies. And guess what? That agent makes a percentage on every single thing they earn money on. So we will teach you a step-by-step thing that you can share people with these calls through the trainings. I do another call like this on Saturday morning. That's the success steps, the exact steps to success. Yes, last night we did this in Spanish. Tomorrow night at exactly the same time we do the training in Spanish. Those are just the calls. Those are not the live events. The websites, all the videos, all the training, we're here to show you exactly how to point, guide, and direct people in the right place so you can get success. It works every time. It uses the leverage of other people. So that's why I have 540,000 plus people in my group in 3 years. It's by using a system. And we'll show you how to do that. So now this is how you get started to basically finish out this. And getting started is very easy, as simple as fun. Now listen to this, because a lot of companies don't offer this. There's 0 affiliation fees. There's no monthly fees for your website or your back office. There's no annual fees. There's no cost for your checks. All this stuff is gone. It's waived. All you got to do is make a decision to buy product at wholesale, and you get all this stuff waived. Now, ladies and gentlemen, cover this for a second. Imagine going to Costco and you forget your Costco card. And the person says to you, no problem. If you buy $50 worth of product today, $50 worth of everything, we'll give you a lifetime membership forever. And everyone that's listening to me right now, wouldn't you agree that it's difficult to believe in something and market something if you're not willing to try it? I'm saying this on the call. I'm giving you 100% money back guarantee. If you get with the person that invited you on this call, say, I want to try the product out, look at the kind of product that's available. And when you get on that product, become a believer in the product. Become a person that's a raving fan of that product. And then you're going to see how very simple and easy it is to share it with others. So that's as simple as it is. So now I'll give you just a simple analogy of what can happen at our lowest place you can get started, at Smart Start. So let's just say that you decide to buy $50 worth of product. We start you out at 10%. And all you do is, once you believe and love the product, use our system. Let's say over a period of time that you could introduce this to just 7 people. 7 people in your lifetime. And we teach those 7 to do the same. Well, 7 times 7 would be 49 plus your 7. And again, this slow but sure works through this whole process, where it goes to the next generation would be 343, and then 2400, and then over 16,000. Again, I told you I had 540,000 plus. And what if it took you 2 years, 3 years, 5 years to make this happen? Listen to the kind of income at 10%, only with everyone starting with $50 worth of product. You would be making almost $50,000 a month, and true passive residual income off a satisfied customer base. That's $588,000 plus a year. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you could do to actually increase your income with a product that everyone uses anyway. Well, let's go crazy. Let's say, well, listen, you know, that number sounds crazy. I only can do 50% of that. So now what is that? $250 a month? I mean, $250,000 a year? What would you have to do right now to make that kind of income? Let's take that by 10%. 10%. Now you're talking about $58,000 a year? $58,000 a year by just doing 10% of this. Well, we have 2 other incredible places that you can start. That is at our lowest position. Smart Start Plus is you actually get other benefits. You get into the MVP bonus. You can get cruises. You can get extra income. And this is by just saying, listen, I'm willing to do $100 a month. Again, doing the 10%, all the numbers I just talked, doubled. You do exactly the same thing, and now you're making $1.1 million a year. Again, what if this took you 5? What if this took you 8 years? And then we have ESP packages. ESP packages will start you out at 15 to 17%. So same analogy, again, doubling your income. And that's how incredible this is. Now, that's the residual side. We also have what is called Fast Start, or upfront money. You can decide to start at ESP1, which is $195. That's $340 of retailable product, plus you get $200 in marketing materials. Now, if you decide to start there, now you start picking up upfront money by helping people start at that same place. Again, you want to start, you want to get in where you can fit in. And ESP2 is $495. $835 if you retailed it, $500 worth of marketing materials, and at ESP3 is $995, $1,650 of retailable product, and $750 worth of material. Now, if you decide to start at one of these programs, again, let me tell you the same scenario of 7 get 7 get 7. Again, it's no way that it can happen this way. This is just a theoretical example. I've brought in people that have never ever brought in one customer or introduced one person to the business. And again, I have people that I brought in that have put in over 1,000 people personal. 1,000 people. So here's the center. So what you're looking at, you do the same thing, and if everyone came in as an ESP1 and you did this 7 by 7, you'd make an additional $182,000 on top of the residual. If everyone decided to start as an ESP2, that's $364,000. And if everyone started at an ESP3, that's $729,000. And upfront money, then the 1.7 a year on residual. Now, I know we're talking about crazy, crazy numbers here, but I just want you to understand that it's for real. When you go to our website, make sure that people show you where our My Gano info is, and you can click there and click on media and see success stories of people that have done this, that have backgrounds just like you and I. You also can click on the Evolve magazine, and you can see all the people that have hit these different pin positions. To think that I just went on a trip with 57 leaders. And if you averaged out those 57 leaders that went on this trip, they probably easily made over $25,000 a month after month, year after year. The average. Some of them were over 200 grand a month. So ladies and gentlemen, I know you can do this, but you got to make a decision, and you can get started, and it's easy as 1, 2, 3. The first one is, you're looking at this and you say, well, listen, I just want to be a customer. I just want to purchase the product and feel the difference. And if it really makes this difference in people, I need to feel that before I go forward. So again, get back with the person and say, hey, listen, I just want to try the product. For those of you that are saying, well, listen, I don't know right now. Could you do us a huge personal favor? Please, please. I know you know people right now that this product could help their health. We know it can. Please take the time to get with the person that introduced you to this call and say, listen, or this video, and say, listen, this is just not for me, but you need to call so-and-so. You need to call Jill. You need to call Mark. They need this. And if there's people out there that ladies and gentlemen, that are constantly complaining all the time, that I just wish I had more money, I can't take my family on trips, and I can't afford college for my kids, and I can't get a decent car, I don't like where I live. If you hear people complaining, say, listen, are you serious? And they go, what do you mean? Are you serious about you'd like to change that? And if they are, just say, hey, listen, and refer them to the person that sent you to this call or this audio. This video. Just refer us people. But a lot of people say, I just want to try the product out first. Help the person that introduced you to this audio or video can show you the different products that we have, and just try the products out. Just get started. A second person, number 2, is say, listen, I want to start to earn money because I need to develop a plan B. I want an escape. I want to escape from my job, or I call it a prison. You know what I mean? It's like none of us, if we could, wouldn't choose to get up before the light comes, before the sun comes up, get in rush hour traffic, and hang around a bunch of people doing things we don't want to with people we don't want to be around. I want to find a way to get out of that. And if I can do that by helping other people with their health and getting the cause of this guy that created the best product, I want to be a part of that. And then the third person is saying, listen, I'm a serious entrepreneur. I want to replace my income, and I want to replace it fast. And you can do that with this company. We'll show you a perfect plan to do that. If you're serious, it can happen fast. I helped my son, which is 29 years old, this is 3 years ago, hit one of the top positions called Diamond, and make $3,000 a week. And I helped him enroll 600 customers in his first 60 days. We will show you the plan to make that happen. But you got to, with the person that invited you on this, they're going to say, do you like what you hear? And if you say, yeah, well, listen, are you a 1, 2, or 3? And tell them, I'm just a customer for now. Yeah, I want to get, pretty serious and figure out a way to be able to get onto my job. I can't put a lot of time in it, but I know that I'd like to build something that will last. And a person that says, listen, I need this. There's 12 million people out of work. And guess what? This is for me. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is the right place at the right time. America right now, the biggest coffee consumer in the world. Do you guys realize that coffee is the second largest commodity next to oil? We have 5 million customers. 5 million customers can't be wrong. We're 17 years old. There's some people that listen to this call and they go, I don't think this is going to work. Too late. Too late. So it's your time now. You can get involved. And I just want each and every one of you to know that I really appreciate your time to get on this call here tonight and also watch this video. And for each and every one of you, just really let this think. Just think, wow, what if I gave you a Starbucks? What if I gave you a Starbucks and all you needed to do is make it profitable? Wouldn't you find the right people? Wouldn't you get the right customers? It doesn't take much brains to do this. We'll show you how to do this, but you got to make the decision. So I know each and every one of you, and I believe that God gives every one of us a couple of opportunities to succeed in our lives. But I don't know how many you've already passed by. So I'd like to give you a couple analogies. I'm 50 years old, and I heard about this thing called a pet rock. And all I know is that someone made millions of dollars by taking a rock that every one of us have thrown and called it a pet rock, and everybody bought it. I know that it sounds silly, just like the clap on, clap off, where the clapper or maybe the chia pet. But darn it, some people come up with ideas and make millions of dollars, like Facebook. I know some of you probably still don't get Facebook. How can you get 500 million people on it for free and make money? Well, guess what? He ended up being the youngest billionaire. So sometimes we don't know everything. We think we know everything, and that's how we end up where we are. And so another one might be, 2 young kids come over to America, the land of opportunity. No, the land of jobs. The home of the free? Really? Just make sure you show up tomorrow. I'll fire you. And they took a piece of cardboard that we all take boxes and we open them up and we tear them up and we put them in the garbage. Well, these 2 young guys from another country took that piece of cardboard and folded it up and cut it in a way so that everyone would put it in the windshield of their car. And they sold advertising on the front and back of it and made millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. My wife and my sons and I were watching a thing on the news last night where a guy came up with a pawn shop online. I forget what the name of it was. But he came up with a concept where it's a pawn shop online. And he's already done $5 million worth of loans of people taking everything that they value, putting it in envelopes, and sending it to this company. Because they need money. They need money bad. And so here this guy came up with a pawn shop online. All I know, ladies and gentlemen, is this is an opportunity without a shadow of a doubt. Whether you take advantage of it to change your life is up to you. And you know it's up to you. But I know one thing for a fact. I can't imagine where my life would be today if Jovan Kabasik, the CEO of this company, when he asked me to come look at this 3.5 years ago, if I would have said no. If I would have said no. Man, I'm glad I said yes. If an auto mechanic from North Dakota, Montana can do this, so can you. So again, get back with the person. I really appreciate you taking the time to get on this call. Get the answers to your questions. Ask them to point, guide you, and direct you to the right people and the right things so you can get the right information to make the right decision. Don't be one of those people that go, I don't think this is for me. Stop making decisions based off what you know, because if you continue to do that, you're always going to be where you always got. All you got to do is change your thoughts and you can change your life. So again, thank you very much for getting on this call. I wish your life an incredible journey. Take care and God bless. This is Robert Hollis signing out.